I got it. I think that's how I actually got
Finally.
it. Okay.
Brock won Streamlabs 5, but Brock finally has one.
Finally,
he's on the board.
I finally got one. All right, so this is the 25th episode.
Wow.
That's crap. That's a thing. I don't know.
I wasn't expecting that, especially when we were going to be hoping to do this maybe once monthly. So that's pretty cool. Another week, another podcast, another great week in the world that we live in lately. Alrighty. So as far as weeks go, Bree, I'll let you go first.
Well, the tag explains that I got back from California on Monday. I attended Lightbox Expo. It was good. It was honestly a bit more crowded than I thought it was going to be because I was expecting things to be like a little bit more neutral because of everything that's going on with the industry. But I managed to get into most of my things. The highlight probably of the entire weekend was the Jorge Gutierrez writing panel. That was cool. And the other big highlight for me is I met Nick Park and I got an autographed Wallace and Gromit poster.
Nice. Very nice. Mike, what's going on with you?
Not a whole lot. Business as usual. Yesterday was my birthday, so took the week off.
How old are you now? 13, 14?
32.
Okay.
I keep forgetting we're the same age.
Right? So yeah, I had the day off from work yesterday.
Nice.
Parents took me out to dinner. Before that, I because voting is early. Thank you, Zach. So I voted yesterday. So for those who want to get their vote in early, better do it now.
Yeah. All right. Kiona.
Coming off the big sick, feeling better. Doing a lot better. Social batteries completely depleted. Apart from that, I've just been watching a lot of movies and stuff. Haven't really been playing much games because I'm trying to stay away from stress. Games stress me out sometimes. They don't quite relax me. Not a lot. So I watched the first 3 Saw movies, speaking of stress. That was fun.
Have you not seen them before?
I had never seen them before. No.
Really?
No,
what spurred that on? Halloween,
I don't know. I was just looking for something different, and I was like, well, I might as well since, I've never seen them.
How did you rate the... I honestly, off the top of my head, don't remember what the plot twist in the third one is, but how do you rate the first 2s?
I think second movie was the best, and then the first. Okay. But they're very close. They're like neck and neck. I actually liked those 2. I thought they were quite good. Mm-hmm. It had enough backstory where it was kind of interesting, and I didn't expect Robin Hood to be in the first one, but there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job.
That first movie's got a big cast.
I know, it's a big cast.
I know. I love Carrie Elways just pops up in the most random fucking shit.
Random, but he's such a good actor. He always pulls it off. He's so good.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thought the third one was the weakest of the 3 of that beginning trilogy, but then I was like, I'm going to stop here because I think that after that, it gets kind of, it goes downhill. But yeah. That was a good twist, man. It was actually really, really cool.
Wait, Zach, you watched Saw?
He said he saw it.
Yeah, now we can actually say I've seen Saw.
You've seen Saw. Don't worry, you've only got like 8 more of them to watch now.
I know. Now I don't know that I'm going to watch all of them, but the first 3 I think were worth watching. Also watched Trap. Nice. M. Night Shyamalan movie. I actually quite enjoyed that as an inverse of like those types of movies that we used to see in like the 80s and 90s and stuff, like the I always mention like the Van Damme movie, the Jean-Claude's classic sudden death. The hockey rink full of terrorists.
Yes.
But I thought that Trap was kind of an interesting inverse of that, and the first 2/3 of the movie were really good, and then the last, the finale of the film, the final reel, sort of shuts it down. And what else did I watch? Abigail.
Nice.
Yeah.
Abigail was really good. I had a lot of fun with that. Blood explosions everywhere. Loved it. And what else? So I've done a lot of watching stuff lately because I'm not getting much sleep. So what I do is I just watch shit. Agatha All Along was really good. So I'm excited to see where they go with the ending of that. And I also rewatched Moon Knight for no particular reason.
Nice.
Other than I just wanted to give it another shot and see if I liked it more this time around. And I did.
Nice.
Oscar Isaac, very, very good in that. And I kind of I want to see more of the character, and I definitely think that they left it on a good.
Get some Jake Lockley in there.
Get some Jake Lockley, yeah, man, that was badass, that ending. So yeah, it's pretty much been that. I've been catching up with a lot of stuff that I never didn't watch before, or that I've always wanted to but never had the chance to. So yeah,
nice,
good times.
Nice. For me, I have been back to streaming consecutive. We're going to try that again in English.
Nice.
Streaming consecutively again because I've been wanting to get through all the Life is Strange games, and I took a little break there so that I could be ready for double exposure. I'll be likely done with it Friday and then be streaming double exposure on either probably on Sunday afternoon. So that's really good, man. I forgot just how much those Life is Strange games kick the living shit out of my emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Because holy shit, that first one's really good. There is some stuff in there that no person should have thought, yeah, we're going to make a person go through that. It's going to be really innocent, and then just beat you over the head with it at the end of it. There's that. The biggest thing that happened to me this week is I have my cover up finished. So those that don't know, wow, that's not at all how I wanted that to work out. All right, there we go. So I have been getting part of a sleeve covered up, and I finally got the second part of the cover up done. Got Yoko and Kamina added, and people were asking me what this was. That is the kanji from episode 8 where, spoiler, Kamina dies. It's the later buddy from the, and I made sure it was exact because it's copied directly from the episode title, so it's what it is. But there was that. My color tattoo artist Anton knocked it out of the park as much as he normally does. So yeah, now we actually get to choose something that isn't specifically meant to cover up something, so we have actual choice and a little bit more of how we want to do things moving forward. So I'm quite excited about that. Am I going to add Simone next? Buddy, my entire I don't know if you can see this. My entire forearm is just Simone. I've got from episode 11, and then I believe that's episode 25, and then the core drill in the middle. The whole front is Simone. That was the first one. I was not having that not happen. But it'll be Nia. I want Nia, Keaton, and the actual Gurren Lagann mech are the three main things that I want, and then we just got to figure out stuff going throughout it. But I've been dealing with an invasive woodpecker that is destroying the side of my house for the past 3 months, and one of my uncles helped me patch up some holes, so that was some of the fun adulting I got to do. And I got to contact the Wildlife Services of Wisconsin to get a kill order on this thing, because you cannot kill a woodpecker because it is a endangered species. So I had to actually contact the DNR and then the Wildlife Services to get an exact permit shipped to me, so that if I get a chance to kill this little woodpecker, that I actually can. Home owning's great. It's wonderful. All right. Anyway, so we had a lot of topics that were buy or sell, so I transported some of them down onto the later half of this. So get through some of these buy or sells here.
Sure.
Mike, buy or sell that Sophie Turner or Lucy, boy, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Boynton are in the running to potentially play Lara Croft in the live-action Tomb Raider series. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is developing the series.
I buy Lucy Boynton. I sell Sophie Turner.
Who is Lucy Boynton from, or what is she from?
You would probably know her
ringing a bell.
She was in Sing Street, Bohemian Rhapsody, and a couple of.
Who was she in Bohemian Rhapsody?
She was Freddie Mercury's fiance or partner.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get the Sophie Turner part either. Kiona, buy or sell? Oh, Mike, you were going to say something?
It's not that she's a bad actress. I just don't personally see her in that role. I think you can find someone better for Laura.
Yeah. I completely agree with Mike. I don't see Sophie Turner in that role at all. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a great actress, but I'm just kind of like, oh no, I'm blanking on her name. She was in the last one they did.
Oh, Alicia Vikander.
Bring her back.
Yes, bring her back. Good Lord.
Yeah. What the heck happened with that? I'm like, she was great.
And that, from what I understand, that movie made somewhat
fantastic.
It made somewhat of a profit, but I think rights is like the only thing that stopped it. Like it just trained or something. But I'm like, I don't know. I legitimately don't know. That movie was not bad.
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't.
Or even Camilla Luddington, the girl that voices her in the latest trilogy.
Great, Laura. Yeah,
exactly. I don't.
Yeah, definitely not Sophie Turner though. For God's sake.
No.
You know who, honestly, and we're going to go into something because she's not having another big project she'd be working on. You know, honestly, don't think would be a bad shout, and people have photoshopped it before. Daisy
Ridley.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be bad, honestly.
I mean, I've heard that before. For it. And did you see the movie earlier this year of her playing Gertrude Ederle?
I did not.
Didn't see the movie, but
it's really good. It's on Disney Plus, but she definitely has the physique because she obviously trained up and she is ripped.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's something she be honestly has the natural look of what Laura should look like.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Laura will be a true.
I wish that they would give her another shot.
Where was Lara Croft on January 6th?
Heisers. I forgot that. No, that's not what he's talking about. Heisers, I forgot about this because we talked about this on this podcast. They changed her name. They want to change her name from Tomb Raider to Truth Seeker because raiding a tomb is not politically correct. And that has to deal with colonialism and deep-seated racial and I'm just like,
But here's the thing. I'm like, because basically, Lara Croft, this is an overgeneralization, but it's basically female, Indiana, Jones. That's basically the gimmick, right? That just call the series Lara Croft. It doesn't need the other stuff.
Call it Lara Croft. We already know who Lara Croft is.
Well, it's like, what does she do? She raids tombs. Oh, so she looks into things that just happen to be in tombs.
But she doesn't raid. She doesn't steal. But she doesn't do that shit because that would be bad.
Because that'd be bad. Because
better her than all the other dudes that go after the same thing.
Oh yeah, the ones that are portrayed as the villains in the things. They're just like, but they're fine. What are we even? I don't know. All right. Speaking of other things that make sense, Kiona, buy or sell? Quentin Tarantino praised Joker 2. I really, really liked it. Really, a lot. Todd Phillips says, fuck you to movie audiences. Fuck you to Hollywood, saying fuck you to the owners of any stock at DC or Warner Brothers. Because, that's the reason why he did it.
That's the reason why he did it. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that was the point of the movie.
I sell it. because I think Quentin Tarantino's talking out of his ass again.
Quentin,
just like he did when he's talking about.
Oh God, he would never just do that. No. I mean, there's not a reason why a bunch of film bros want to emulate Quentin Tarantino for no particular reason whatsoever.
No.
But here's like the thing too, like I could buy into that, to saying, oh, it's like, you know, fuck you to the like incel bros who took like all the wrong things from like Joker. I could buy that.
Yeah.
If it was executed well. Because it's like none of the ideas really work well. And I'm trying to remember like what the hell I said the other day. So I had like this whole thing because I remember talking to you guys. Yeah. No, that's a Star Wars. That's another read for another day, and that might be a little too political for this podcast. So we're gonna just leave it at that. But I can't find the stupid thing. But anyway, like the whole thing with that is, it's not really executed like very, very well. Like none of the things really like super like connect to each other. If the whole thing was like, you know, decry, I'm like, fine, whatever. But the movie's just not good.
Yeah.
No, if every time they make a bad movie, it's because they're saying fuck you to audiences, then people say that quite a lot. Like Lionsgate's been really good at that this year.
Yep.
I mean, you know, it's like he can have his opinion and all that stuff, but it's just that I'm not going to listen to him.
I don't think you watched the movie, if I'm being really honest with you.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I just remember it was the thing. Now I remember why I referenced Star Wars, because the only movie, ironically, the internet's favorite movie that kind of did what Tarantino's talking about, sort of kind of correctly, was The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Except that they believed they weren't doing that.
Fuck you to audiences.
They did not at all believe they were saying fuck you to audiences.
No.
No. That I did not watch that movie at all.
No.
No, I meant more like the concept of like subverting things, you know, trying to just break away from like just tradition, like the literally burning like the old stuff from the Jedi. Like I don't think The Last Jedi is a perfect movie, but I feel like that was kind of...
Breaking news! The Last Jedi was not a perfect movie.
I know, this is shocking to have an opinion saying I can like this movie, but also acknowledge its flaws. Yeah. I know, what a revelation. But anyway, yeah, I kind of feel like if that sort of like idea, like I feel like that's what Todd Phillips maybe was trying to do, but just fell on a bunch of rakes like Sideshow Bob doing it.
I don't think at all. I just think he made a really bad movie and thought it was good.
I mean, it could be that too. I mean, that's valid.
That was the, if we're going to say that this is because he was saying fuck you to audiences, then that excuse needs to start getting used a whole lot more. Because this guy believed this movie was great. He said it so in interviews. There was no fuck yous. This is what you wanted. All right. Mike, buy or sell that an English language Squid Game series is officially in the works from David Fincher?
I sell this, not because of David Fincher, because I know he's a talented director. I just don't think we need more Squid Game, period.
Kiona?
Live action or an American version of Squid Game. I feel like they missed the boat on this and it should have come out like years ago.
That too.
But it's I mean, am I against it in principle? No. But yeah, it's a... I guess you could say it's a very light or very like cautious buy from me.
You're just hoping.
But I feel like it's something that like the bandwagon's kind of gone already for that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is going to go the way of the American remake of Parasite.
Oh yeah, that was announced and nothing came of that.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of something we were just talking about, I still am waiting on confirmation from Nolan to where I ever fucking believe this. Fiona, buy or sell that Joaquin Phoenix reveals that Christopher Nolan approached him to play the Joker in The Dark Knight, but he wasn't ready then.
That's...
You can't even keep a straight face.
I feel like that's a sell.
Oh God, I should not have drank that water. That was almost a spit take.
Mike, buy or sell.
I am not sure what to believe anymore.
You know how I got this incurable laughing disease?
I drank lots of vegan milk or some shit. I don't know.
Boy, am I glad that we got Heath Ledger instead, even though that led to something very tragic. But I'm glad that Heath played it.
Same.
I'm like, why did you... Here's the thing. I have a very hard time believing this is true. Because why didn't you bring this up when the first Joker movie came out?
Yeah. Why bring it up now?
Because you bring it up with the second one knowing full well there's never going to happen anything with your Joker ever again. You didn't bring it up when you had the most successful R-rated movie of all time. What? I'm getting 2 + 2 = Buick Century here, and I'm not quite understanding what's going on here. Just to stroke his own ego, he just freaking...
Oh. Speaking of a horrible Joaquin Phoenix thing, do you remember in the group chat the thing I sent you guys?
I do not.
You know, I saw something horrifying in California. Like the scariest, most disgusting, disturbing thing that I've ever seen in my life. A statue of Joaquin Phoenix Bear.
Oh, God.
That.
Oh, God. Okay, yes.
For those who somehow have blissfully forgotten, Joaquin Phoenix was the voice of the bear in Brother Bear. So.
Oh yeah,
I forgot all about that. About that. You're all fine, Jacob. It's all good.
Hey, Jacob.
I'm a pro at talking to myself at this point. What's up, Umbreon? All right.
Umbreon.
So, Bree, buy or sell Linkin Park's new single "Over Each Other"? If you've listened to it.
I mean, it's Linkin Park, so I'm always going to be like cautious. Buy, like, honestly, like I'm so like over like the controversy or like whatever. It's like, okay, like that's left. And it's just I'm like I have like better things to be like upset about. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Mike.
Yeah, I buy it. Not quite my favorite out of the 3 singles so far. At this point, I'm just kind of ready to hear the whole album.
Kiona?
I agree with Mike. Yeah, I buy it, but it wasn't my favorite. But the video itself was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, cool. I like the video.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
What I liked about it is it showed that Emily can handle herself alone on a track.
Oh, true. Yeah.
People talking trash, or it is. And like I saw someone comment something under it, which I thought was totally accurate. And it's kind of smart, in my opinion, if this is actually honest to God how they're doing this. They've showed 3 different eras of Linkin Park in 3 songs in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Like Emptiness Machine was very much a Living Things song. Heavy as the Crown was something very reminiscent of like Meteora, and Over Each Other is very close to stuff Up Minutes to Midnight. So they're showing that in this one CD, they're doing a whole lot of different shit. And not just keeping it to one exact thing.
That's cool. I like the variety. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are just like, well, there's not very much just songs where you just talk about personal issues. I'm like, Leave Out All the Rest is my favorite Linkin Park track of all time. What are you even talking about? Like,
do you not listen to Linkin Park? Isn't that kind of like their thing?
I don't think you've listened to anything other than you get people that say that and then they're like, they just talk about it, like, cool. So you haven't listened to anything other than Hybrid Theory. Thanks for letting me know that. You're the exact people that drove Chester Bennington fucking insane. All right. Kiona.
Yes.
Buy or sell that Samantha Irving responds to the comments on her Instagram about leaving WWE, saying that she doesn't love being an announcer and that WWE didn't see her on any future besides that she wanted to either be a general manager or a manager of a wrestler. Man, I wish I was as good at something that I didn't like doing as Samantha Irving was.
Right. I mean, I buy that. I buy that she probably is looking to do something else, because I think wasn't it that she was going to go in as a wrestler or something, or she attempted to do that?
She said what she said, like, was initially her into WWE was doing the announcing, and her eventual goal was to become a general manager or a manager for a wrestler.
Okay.
That was her goal, but she said the way that she could get in to get her feet into WWE was doing the announcing.
Yeah.
So
that certainly would have been a shift to take a ring announcer and position her as a manager for a wrestler. That's an interesting shift.
Now I'm like thinking in my head, like her being the manager of, if they were still there, the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
That could have been really cool.
That could have been cool. Yeah. I mean, I think I buy her comments. Yeah. But I think that that would have been an interesting turn. That's all I have to say about it, really. But
and she left on good terms from all around. Sounds like she'd be very well welcomed back. And I don't think anyone would tell her no.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And Ricochet's openly said that she's not just jumping ship and not going to AEW, that she's not going there, that's not her plans. Apparently, she also wants to partially work on her music career that she was doing before she became an announcer. Cool. Got a hell of a voice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Alrighty, back to a topic that we have not talked about at all on this podcast. Bree, buy or sell that Disney will reportedly announce a huge AI initiative that will, quote unquote, transform its creative output with a focus on post-production and visual effects. AI will also be integrated into Disney parks and experiences business in some way.
Yay.
I wish you had done that whole reading of it in the voice.
Because
that's about sums up my thoughts on this. I mean, this is literally just shit with like NFTs all over again. This is like such an obvious like Hail Mary, like trying to chase trends, because Disney, like everyone else, is like so obviously like directionless right now. And the stuff, their Succession battle, and anyone with half a brain stem should tell you to be Dana fucking Walden. But hey, what do I know about, running a multi-billion-dollar empire? It's just I don't like how things are going. Like, I really don't. Because here's the thing, I'm not one of those people that says poo-poo, like AI doesn't have like any value at all, because AI is like such an umbrella term. When most of us are saying like bad AI, we're talking like about generative AI. Like that shit's like fucking abominable. And the thing is, like, even if you use it, like there's so much you have to like fix anyway that you would have to hire more people. But I guess the idea is to hire them for less and just be like prompt editors. And I'm like, and then people are wondering, oh, why aren't people saying my movies? Because I'm like, well, if it's generating, the fucking like Habsburgs of, fucking cinema, then yeah, people are going to get sick of it after a while.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, I'm with Bree. This is all just very not good. I'm kind of scared of what Disney's going to look like after Bob Iger. I hope that whoever takes his place tries to steer the company into a better direction, but we'll see.
We'll see. Kiana?
Oh my God. Are we still doing buy or sell? Because I sell this with all the NFTs in the world, all of the AI voice acting in the world. Just sell it. Sell the fucking shit out of it. I'm so tired of fucking companies doing all this AI initiative crap. It's like you're never going to win any brownie points with your audience. And you're never... It's a non-starter. I don't know. Like Bree said, it's just chasing trends at this point. It's just stupid.
The only good use of AI, honestly, that I've heard recently was it being applied for upscaling in the PS5 Pro. That's the only time
that is legitimately it.
Speaking about upscaling, did you see that big bad upscaling about Mike? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You want to take over?
So in December, there's a 4K re-release of the Daft Punk movie Interstellar 5555. Only it's not real 4K. It's an AI upscale that looks like dog shit.
Oh God.
Because here's the thing. I've used AI upscalers, and look, there's a time or a place, and technically they have animation models, but here's the thing. Unlike like a human face that generally, for all intents and purposes, stays the same, there's so many like different models of animation that it would be extremely hard and difficult to make a model that would properly scale up animation, because literally, especially 2D animation, no frame is the same. There's no consistency. And especially if you're using something that's like late 90s, early 2000, that's like 480p. I'm like, yeah, no shit, it's going to look like ass.
Yeah. All right. Mike, buy or sell that Stephen Knight is no longer writing the Rey Star Wars movie. The film will now likely not make its heavily rumored December 2026 release date.
I hate this, but I buy it because when it comes to the movies, Lucasfilm has lost the plot.
Mm-hmm.
How many writers has there been for this movie now? Like 7?
I don't know, man.
I honestly forgot this was going to be a thing, and this is really all I have to say. Is just my stress ball.
And about the release date, that was never gonna happen.
Oh! Did you see the new thing? They're not doing release dates. They're having release updates.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Anyway.
I want to go home.
I don't know if anyone watched it, but Kiona, buy or sell that that Tomb Raider Legend of Lara Croft is getting a season 2, and they'll be adding Sam Nishimura into the second season.
That's awesome. I buy it.
Trilogy.
I think it's a great idea. Yes.
Mike?
I will have seen the first season by next week, because that will be the next thing that Cameron and I are covering on animation.
It's really good, despite the fact that people who don't think that a person who would be climbing around rock walls all day would have some muscle definition. No, my favorite thing about that is that people are like, I miss what OG Lara Croft was, and then shows the PS3 versions of Lara Croft.
No, you go in with those fucking triangle boobs. I'm like, if you want to be authentic, you appreciate those limited polygons.
Do you remember when Lara Croft looked like the Cybertruck? That's OG Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's OG Lara Croft. I'm sorry
that's the one that literally no one looks like.
Yes, exactly. The unrealistic one.
Jesus.
Yes.
Humanity is just annoying me lately, and I think that's why like my social battery is just depleted. I'm just like, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm with you. I'm like, throw it all in the trash.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm personally very excited about this, depending on how they handle it. Bree, buy or sell a John Wick prequel anime film in the works that follows the impossible task that John Wick had to complete in order to retire from being an assassin.
It makes almost too much sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I want to know who's animating it.
Yeah, that was my thing. I'm curious, like, who's doing it? Because if it's someone like Trigger or Science Saru, like, I will watch the shit out of that. But I don't know. So I am in an optimistic buy with that. But I'm waiting just to hear a little bit more.
I wouldn't mind Bones doing it either. I think they could do pretty good. Who the hell was that Madhouse that did Black Lagoon?
Yes, that was Madhouse.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Madhouse doing that either. Mike, buy or sell?
Awesome.
Yeah, no, of course I buy this. I didn't see a production company involved in this, but it almost sounds like they're gonna go with someone like Production IG, or
I don't think they do it unless they were making it canon. I'm around. Gonna be really honest with you. Production IG wouldn't be bad either. Production IG, almost no one has seen it. It's one that's worth checking out, but everyone talks about it. Guilty Crown.
Oh,
That anime is fucking gorgeous. It is one of the most anime-ass animes to ever anime. Halfway through it, and that's all just the best way I can describe it, because that thing it goes from 10 to 4 billion within 10 episodes. But it's awesome. Kiona, buy or sell?
Buy.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
No, yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
I'm gonna do the John Wick sum it up in one word summation.
Yes. I need a gut. I need an animator. All right.
You're with a gun? Oh, I don't know.
They might be animating it with a gun. All right. Mike, buy or sell that Sony and Amazon's God of War series got a new showrunner now with Ronald D. Moore, there was a showrunner for the All of Mankind and Battlestar Galactica.
PSG.
Yeah, that's a buy.
That's a buy.
Yes. Bree?
that sounds like a direction that makes more sense than what they were planning before, because they just restarted, I guess, production on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had some spec scripts. They didn't really go into detail about what they were, but they just said that they were going in a different direction of what these spec scripts were.
Dude, if they have Ron Moore as the showrunner, can he bring Bear McCreary back as the show composer? Because they both work together on PSG.
That's a good possibility.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine the weird ass shift of getting Bear McCreary to do the scores for the Greek version of God of War now?
Yes.
How weird that's going to be. How
awesome.
weird that could be. That would be amazing. At this point, also, I'm not thinking of the wrong thing. What one was, oh, now I'm blanking on his name. Kratos' voice actor in the
Christopher Judge.
Am I thinking of the wrong thing? He wasn't in Battlestar. What was he in?
Stargate.
Stargate. That's what it was. I was thinking of the wrong thing.
Yeah,
there's a great moment in Stargate where I can't remember how they got on the subject of it. They're talking about Earth or something, and they bring up video games. It's like, do they have video games like Death Jam Vendetta? Because he voices D-Mob, or is it D-Mob? He voices the main villain in Death Jam, so he somehow brings that up. I can't remember how they do it, but it's great. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I'm very excited. That dude's an unbelievably talented showrunner, so that's.
Yeah.
I just wish they either confirm or deny or give me some kind of update on what the hell's going on with Horizon, because they haven't officially said that it's dead, even though that's the rumor.
You're right about that. Yeah.
Just get a different showrunner than the guy from Umbrella Academy. Dear God, because that's who got the job, and I don't want to have it. But yeah, so anyway, so a production update. Blade has been delayed indefinitely.
I'm shocked.
Wow,
I know,
what a
it's just
surprise.
This is the face I make when I'm shot.
I know, I can't believe this. Who would have thought?
That sucks though, dude,
New
because it's
Line
like
Cinema was able to make this in a cave with Steven Dorff.
What's Stephen Dorff? Oh man,
I can't. Was it New Line Cinema that made it? I can't remember.
It was.
No, this
It
one.
was.
Okay. I can't take credit. I saw that joke on Twitter. I can't take credit, but it's one of those things where. And apparently there's a rumor that Mahershala Ali actually isn't that upset that it's taking a while. So I think
he would have done so well in that role. My God.
And I think he's still going to. It's just that I think he just wants to do it when it's going to be good. And this is one of the weird cases where they started doing a lot. This is the first movie where someone came on and said, I want to play blank characters. So they tried to fit the movie in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
This is why I don't believe that Ali is going to walk, because he's the one who wanted to play this character in the first place,
and he kinda has that same virgin goat milk serum that Keanu Reeves and Will Smith have, so he doesn't really get looking that much older. So if it takes a few years, the guy's gonna be fine.
Yep.
In all honesty, he's not exactly starved for work. It's not like no one wants to hire Mahershala Ali. No, you do. The look of Deadpool's face now means, yeah, he's the only Blade now. Yeah, I see. The best part about that is I think that was meant as a joke because Sticky Fingers was literally in that movie.
Yeah, he's literally in that movie. Which
like
the
other Blade was legitimately in that movie. It was legitimately in that movie. Like the best part about that was they thought he was going to be the only Blade in that movie because he was shown in the early press photos.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. So Kiona, buy or sell that the Bungie creative team has officially transitioned to be an actual PlayStation Sony studio. They're not independent anymore.
I buy it, but makes me sad.
Well,
but they weren't doing much on their own, so other than firing people.
No, and like the weird part about this, someone brought up a really good point, and I didn't think about this actually, that Bungie's kind of been their worst enemy from the start. And someone kind of brought up a timeline of stuff that they got out on their own, and then they got bought by Activision. And then as soon as they got out from Activision, that's when they started microtransactioning the ever-living shit out of Destiny.
Yep.
So someone was like, how did Activision stop you from doing something douchey?
Well, we all thought it was going to be better when they got out from under Activision, but apparently it got way worse.
Yeah. So, and then it goes back to everyone was like, don't let Sony take control. They're going to ruin the company. Like, have you paid attention to what the company has done on their own?
Yeah.
You know what? I think I can fix the problem. They don't have an identity of what they want to do. They should call it Destiny Studios.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my God.
Because that will fix the problem.
Clearly.
Fuck me.
And the regular spanking of Destiny continues.
You know what was a mistake? Destiny 2 was a mistake. Destiny 2 from the start was a mistake. The first game was fine. The first game was like, it wasn't perfect, but you know, I could have lived with it.
I will tell you, the start of Destiny 2 got me excited more than the start of Destiny 1 was. That first campaign in Destiny 2 is really good. Now, give or take, it has one of the dumbest moments in a video game I've ever seen.
It's the stupidest fucking thing.
When in the moment when I can't think of the commander kills your ghost and you see it fall off the end of the ship, but your person holds out their hand at it when they should be screaming, but they didn't hire voice actors for like 8 years in the game, so your person's just pointing at it. Or Gaul, yes.
Gaul.
Yeah. Yeah, the Destiny lore is great, Umbreon. The problem is in the first game, they needed to make you look up grimoire cards to find out what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Remember how stupid that was?
But they finally got it to a place where you could actually like I miss the old locations from Destiny 1, and I think I have better memories of playing Destiny 1 than I do of Destiny 2. All I remember from the launch of Destiny 2, and this is why I say it was a mistake, is that you go in there, all of your weapons are gone. They replace them with new crap that didn't even do as much. I mean, now it's to the point where, like, okay, Destiny 2 is all right, but like, or at least it was maybe around Forsaken era. And I mean, I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, I'm so over it with that franchise. As much as I used to love it, and as much as it was my comfort game, and I haven't really found a comfort game since then. Yeah, first year of Destiny 2 was trash, absolute trash. I was so happy with my Gallarhorn, and then they just took it all away.
Yeah,
but you know,
all balancing. But anyway,
the gall to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to strict gaming news now. So, shocked Pikachu face. Firewalk Studio has been shut down.
My surprise face.
And the other one that I did not even know was a studio, Neon Koi, which I guess is a mobile game studio.
Mobile game, yeah.
Now, what I think happened with Firewalk, I think I have no confirmation on this, but I think that they might be getting shifted to other studios going around. But then like this does suck. I hope that is what happened, honestly. But the studio was bought to help them to try and finish a game to get moving forward that didn't do good, that probably would have shut down on its own if Sony wouldn't have bought them, which is the financial life support situation that freaking Bungie's going through right now. They might not be a company right now if Sony might not have bought them.
Yeah.
And it does suck. I just hope that they get somewhere. Neon Koi, I have no idea what's going on with that. But if it means I need to look more in that situation because I really don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, what they were even working on, or if they were working on anything. I'm not sure.
I know that Sony had some decently successful anime-based mobile games that they were doing, but if it means that they're restructuring and like focusing on things to get a better output, then that's fine. It's just that it makes you wonder for what is that? Haven and there's another one. Haven and Fair Games. You got it to see if that does well. That Jade Raymond studio. So
yeah,
we shall see. But yeah, that's.
I feel like that Concord mess was definitely mishandled from the beginning.
They inherited a mess too, I think, and I don't know how much that they really could help. Even it just was not good all the way around.
It just wasn't a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the actual idea of having updated story like movies and stuff like that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
It goes back to the thing of how long games take now to where this bit them in the ass.
Yeah.
If that game might have came out 5 years ago, it would have had a chance. But now you're like, hero shooter takes 7 years to come out. Takes 7 years. That's what I mean, though. It took 7 years to come out. If games don't take 7 years to come out, it could have had a chance at something. That becomes a problem where when an idea is good and then it takes you that long to hit it, the zeitgeist of how stuff moves is moved on.
Yep.
Honestly,
not to mention
this whole
$40 for it.
Yeah, $40 for a hero shooter.
Bad news, Umbreon, you can't.
I wonder if that episode from the Amazon animated thing is still going to come out.
Oh, it's made, so you kind of can't not. It's going to be real. It's going to be.
Everything about this story, it just confuses and confuzzles me. Yeah, I just because I didn't even know this game even existed until like all this shit happened. But everything about it is just completely and utterly bizarre.
It is. It really, really is. Okay, so Microsoft Chairman and CEO Satya Nadella of Xbox. This was made after a bunch of quote unquote Xbox leakers had 100% certainty that there was no longer any games coming to any other platform that were Xbox games from studios, that they were never making another third-party game ever again. This came out about 5 minutes after a bunch of proven leakers said it would never happen again. Yeah. We're bringing great games to more people on more devices with our acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, which closed in October of 2023. We have added hundreds of millions of players to our ecosystem. I wouldn't go that far. I don't know if that's how numbers work. But we have 20 franchises that have generated over $1 billion in lifetime revenue. And then goes on to mention only one franchise that it's two that are originally from Halo. Candy Crush, Diablo, Halo, Warcraft, Elder Scrolls, and Gears of War.
I mean, I can believe the numbers are probably Candy Crush numbers.
Yeah, well, Candy Crush maybe. And with Xbox Cloud Gaming, we continue to innovate to offer players more ways to experience the games they love when and how they want. We finally brought 4 of our favorite titles to Nintendo Switch, Sony PlayStation for the first time as we continue to extend our content to new platforms. New platforms being basically anything else except the Xbox.
Maybe they'll release it on that fridge that they made the one time.
I would kind of play it on that if I'm being honest.
Also, you know what?
Me too.
As soon as you said it, it's really made me, especially over the last 12 months, really hate the word content. Because what the fuck does that even mean?
It means nothing. It means such an empty word.
It means a product.
Yeah.
Of any form or kind.
Oh God, I know. I'm so sick of content. So tired.
We're in the industry of Atlantis in the early 2000s, and we're watching it slowly crack.
Yeah.
The sad part is it makes too much money to crumble even slowly. That's the shit part. Like, it's got the Blumhouse effect to some degrees with gaming studios, where if one hits it really fucking big, you're good for another 20 years because you can finance a bunch of projects to keep shit going. But all right, so, and this is one thing that's going to help keep that shit going, why some people who don't like remakes are not going to be happy. All right, so in a fit of hysteria and fear on, old games becoming available, the U.S. Copyright Office has refused to grant the DMCA exemption that would allow libraries and archives to give researchers remote access to out-of-print video games. Gaming History Org has criticized this decision as saying it's not done fighting. So, yeah, the Copyright Office just basically said, yeah, we don't want to try and help old video games be made playable.
That's really shitty of them.
It is copyright.
Do they even know what a video game is?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's the thing you plug into the TV, that Atari crap, right?
Yeah, it's for the
put
past
a little overlay on your TV screen, like they used to back in the old days.
For the past 3 years, the Gaming History Foundation has been supporting with
tennis,
the Software
right?
Preservation, Software Preservation Network, a petition to allow libraries to archive and remotely share digital access to out-of-print video games in their collections. Basically, just have a big thing where no one cares about this shit anymore, let us store it there, and then you can play it. And under the current anti-circumvention rules of Section 1201 of the DMCA, libraries and archives are unable to break copyright protection on games in order to make them remotely accessible to researchers. So, yeah, they just said, yeah, we don't want to do a really cool thing.
Yeah, we don't want any kind of preservation for old games that are out of print and not selling anymore.
Yeah, something that doesn't affect literally anyone.
The thing is, video games need what they have for the film industry with the Library and Congress of Film Preservation.
That's essentially what they're trying for. And they said, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to another more gaming related topic. Sean Layden was on some, I can't remember if it was a podcast or a YouTube video or what, but he said that Sony Japan was closed due to lack of hits toward the end of its lifetime. For people that were kind of wondering why it was shut down all of a sudden, which I kind of get it. It wasn't doing the greatest toward the end of it. And I don't know, cost of maintaining versus whatever. And I don't know. Just thought I'd bring that in there to have reasons of actually knowing why it all went on. But all right.
Yeah.
So we've
Not
got
very
two.
surprising.
We've got 2 Call of Duty stories here.
Call of Duty. Okay.
When. All right. So, DQ. This is so freaking ridiculous. The first one, not as much, but I think it's hilarious because people were calling it this. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on the PS5. It was much like the previous game. I can't remember what it was. Does not have a platinum trophy. It's considered DLC in the listing for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Only the PS4 version has a standalone platinum trophy, which does not help the allegations that each new Call of Duty game is just DLC for the previous one.
Pretty much is the way that they set it up. Yeah.
Oh, God. Just like, that doesn't help. It really doesn't. But
yeah, it really doesn't feel like you're buying a new game whenever you get it now. It's just like it operates out of the same launcher and stuff and out of the same, like, main menu, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It does not feel like you're getting a brand new installment in the series because
yeah, it sucks. But anyway, on to a less stupid story. So Call of Duty, which I think they undid this recently. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they undid this. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 featured a pay-to-win audio system. So for an extra $20, you will be able to hear your opponents better than the people that have it on the basic streaming service.
Well, that's fair.
So the what is this? Will feature an enhanced headphone mode that enhances directional accuracy and sound in the game world that sometimes is crucial in serious competitive matches and you're able to hear explosives, gunshots, and footsteps that can make a difference between fragging and being fragged. This EMF is an immersive spatial audio technology from Embody, a personalized spatial audio company that has worked with Cyberpunk 2027 and Final Fantasy 14. However, to get the spatial audio, you have to, feature customized spatial audio to your unique physiology, making it easier to pinpoint the origins of sounds in a 3D space. The catch is that this enhanced audio experience comes with the $20 price tag for a 5-year subscription, in which context of competitive FPS games is indeed a pay-to-win advantage.
So they basically are charging $20 to do something that your AirPods already do for free.
Except 1,000 times better, though. Like, this is pinpointing exact footsteps for basically meant for FPS games. And they're locking it behind paying an extra $20 for a subscription fee.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound worth it.
That's unreal to me. There won't be any shady stuff going on with Xbox, with Call of Duty being on Game Pass. Oh wait, they invented a new one. Jeez. Now I do believe that was undone recently. I swore I saw that, but still, are you fucking kidding me?
God.
That they even tried to get away with that in the first place is ridiculous.
You should not unlock accessibility options behind a subscription service.
Yeah, no,
because that's an accessibility option. That's what it is. Just people use it for an advantage. But all right. So something that came up in an interview, which kind of shockingly makes sense when I think about it. I guess that a lot of people were wondering why Horizon went to Lego to get a game made. And I guess it was actually the other way around. Lego went out of their way to approach Guerrilla about making a Horizon game. which driving a Google. Rising the Gaming Plus,
cool.
Extra perks, wall hacks, better loot, the ability to manually control your opponent's connection. Only $50 a month. Yeah, it's almost like you could just buy the game once and just not have a subscription service. God, how that would ever work. But anyway, so, but yeah, I've been hearing really good things about the Lego Horizon game. How it feels a lot more like a Horizon game that just happens to take place in the world of Lego, and not like how a lot of the Lego games were just X product shoved into a Lego formula. So that sounds really cool. I'm excited about that. I know, shocking that I'm excited about a Horizon game, but yeah, I think that's going to be really cool. Honestly, it could be a branching out thing. I'm still wilded out about the weird inverse now that a PlayStation exclusive is going to be on a Nintendo system. That's weird to me. Why wouldn't everything have a subscription service? How else would we make money off of literally anything? Yeah, I know, it's weird. But yeah, I think that's gonna be really cool. I'm looking forward to that.
You know what we need a subscription service for? Breathing.
I do that. You pay it with a day of your life every day. Trust me, I feel it. I'm only 33. But all right, so how many copies has the Horizon series sold? Okay, so there was a thing that came up where people were actively complaining quite a bit that, speaking of Horizon, that it was getting a lot more attention than they feel that Killzone ever did, and that they want them to make more Killzone games. So I also need to remind again that if you're making a Killzone game, then you're going to get 6 years in between each sequel, and it's going to take 12 years essentially to get your sequel to the other game. So you need to pick and choose which ones you want to make. Now, I'm going to add and show that at this point, as of May 9th, 2023, that the Horizon franchise has sold 32 million copies. Between the 6 different Killzone games, they've sold 10 million. Horizon has had 2 games.
Yeah.
25 million of those copies is just the main Horizon. And PlayStation and Guerrilla openly admitted that they made a mistake by putting Horizon on their PlayStation Plus early because it kneecapped their sales. And just Forbidden West has outsold the entire Killzone franchise. So both of them collectively have outsold every copy of Killzone. which was supposed to be one of the like 5 different Halo killers.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. There was Killzone, there was Resistance, there was Haze. Remember Haze?
Yeah, I remember Haze. Do I want to start a Horizon fan club? Buddy, name me the time and the place. I will talk about Horizon with whoever will hear me. I'll become insufferable recently because as of midnight tomorrow, that remake's going to come out and no one's going to hear me shut up about that. There's going to be screenshots and all sorts of shit, and you're just not going to hear me shut up about that. Because by the time I'm done playing that, the Lego game's going to be coming out, and I'm not going to shut up about that either. But yeah, everyone like was making a big deal about this, and they made it seem like Guerrilla Games was forced by Sony to never work on Horizon. And Guerrilla Games immediately came out and went, no.
No.
Guerrilla Games was from switching to Killzone to Horizon. We were done with Killzone as a team. As a studio, we needed to refresh the palette. It was a choice, the opposite of Killzone. I think the themes of the story and the characters it represent are relatable to all ages and people, like having a found family and friends and finding your place in the world. Shocking. The thing that I love so much about Horizon, that everyone who plays the game likes about Horizon. And then you hear all these people bitch and complain. They go, but what about the shoot bang, though?
No, you can tell that they're done because of the completely different, like, the completely different sort of tack that they took, the road that they took with Horizon.
Yeah, so. And at this point, it
wouldn't make much sense. Maybe in the future sometime.
And it's like, we want, and this is the thing that I'm not getting. Like, we want Killzone back. It didn't get enough chances. You got 6 games.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They've been at it since the PS2.
But what about my shoot shoot boom boom?
Cool. We could get it in other parts. There's a lot of first-person shooters out now. I'm sorry to tell you, I liked Killzone as well, but it's not competing with Doom.
Nope.
Oh, hell no.
At this point, it does compete with Halo because Halo's not existent pretty much. But as soon as they make a good game, it's not competing with Halo anymore. I loved Killzone, don't get me wrong, but that was like the same thing with Days Gone. Why didn't the game that barely sold 2 million copies until we put it on massive sale until it was 80% off and then it sold the rest of its copies? Why didn't you make more? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we have a sales standard that we need to hit to maintain as a studio? They're gonna be like, no, the game you sold 25 million of, stop that. Go back to the one you sold 2 of. Do that one because I like it more. If I liked Horizon and I found out that Killzone sold 60 million copies and Horizon sold 1, I wouldn't be upset when they didn't make more Horizon games. What are we doing?
Isn't that the timeless question?
Just
I wonder why the dude bros are asking for more Killzone when we have Horizon over there with the female protagonist and all that stuff. Instead, the dude bros want a bunch of guns.
Seriously.
Yeah. And I'm like, and here's the thing, I'm like, it's a female lead, right? Because, that's what's ruining it. They're like, there's nothing cool about the game. I'm like, you are literally fighting robot dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
How is that not cool?
You have one of the greatest gaming stories of the time, in my opinion, one of the coolest settings ever. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry that was one of the first big female hits for PlayStation.
Yep.
I'm like, you have God of War. Are we complaining that we have both at the same time? Like, I just can't. I just can't. And then there's things like Aloy was really irritated in that second game. I didn't like her attitude. I'm like, yeah, the person who found out that she alone has to be tasked with saving the world is slightly irritated when a person asks her a really dumb question.
It's almost like women have feelings.
Yeah. It's like, take it from a guy who's been a line lead for 3 years. It's really irritating when you're doing something important and someone says that the fact that they didn't go to the bathroom 16 times in a day irritates you.
I really don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been irritated a day in my life.
No, never. And I'll never get over the whole we can't have female leads. It ruins things.
No, it's knuckle drug. Bad.
Ovaries. Ovaries are terrible. Down with ovaries. God, and it's, well, I'm going to quote God. I every time I have to mention his name, I lose IQ points. The video when Asmongold saw that Ghost of Yote was being made, at the end of it, he goes, well, do I have to play as the woman? I want an option to play as a man. What do you think the last 40 years of gaming that women have had to do? They don't get that option, but they still played video games. And you didn't hear them bitch about it. They were just happy when they got one. I'm sorry that the 95% of video games that come out now that have male leads upsets you. Huh?
I don't want to play as a girl, Avatar, because she has cooties.
She's gonna make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're the fucking voice. Oh my god. And here's like the thing too. You know the ones who say this are like the biggest fucking bitchers on the planet, and then you talk about women bitching. I'm like, bro.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm Rihanna. Ovaries. I love it so much. It's just they just can't handle it.
I want Underease. Okay.
No, it's like, remember Kratos in the beginning game screaming Ares? It's estrogen. Oh yeah.
God, I'm gonna have to clip that later when I have 5 minutes.
Oh dear God. Good God. Okay, so
I want cyber cooties, man. I'm way too cool of a dude for that.
Okay, so I'm being fair when I bring this up because we brought up Captain Cleanliness Asmongold, so I have to go on both ends of this with Twitch streamers that got banned. Another Twitch streamer that got banned was Frogan, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I've literally never heard of her, but
I've never heard of this person.
So yeah, in a video that got shown on X, she went off on a bit of a tangent about US soldiers and expressing her wish that the military has to happen to them. So I will never have fucking pity for any fucking soldiers in the US military ? Boo fucking who. I hope every one of you gets PTSD.
Whoa, that
Jesus.
She continued, you know, the ones I'm like, whatever. US soldiers are the ones that acknowledge what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then, whatever. You're the person in my book.
And they decided to say this on Twitch during a gaming stream. Why?
Because I don't remember the exact context, but either way, it's not good.
Because that seems like a very smart thing to do.
Yeah, and she's a person who is consistently shown in Twitch ads on Amazon. So that was not a good thing.
No.
Wow.
Also, it's kind of low-key kind of racist because a lot of our troops are there from like socioeconomic conditions. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's like super not cool.
Yeah, and then she went on to say later on that the first report of her suspension came from streamer bans, a bot that tracks bans on a platform. However, Frogan clarified later that her comments about the military were not the cause of her ban.
Wait, what?
In a post responding to her suspension, she said a 30-day ban for saying some people like bottom of the barrel hummus, but other people like the bottom of the barrel hummus, but other people get 2 weeks for advocating for the genocide of Palestinians. Got it. So in a direct response to Asmongold's suspension. I don't believe for a second that what she said wasn't the cause of her ban whatsoever.
Me neither, because that's woof.
Yeah,
especially if she's that big on Twitch. Yeah, it sounds like complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Can we just refrain from saying dumb shit?
No.
Streamers can't. It's against the rules.
Too, but oof. It's one of those things like I've seen a lot of TikToks that show this where it's it's person, great person, start of YouTube career. Person gets famous. Oh, is that a child?
Yeah.
Just like, it's kind of sad how just immediately some people get famous and they go, guess what? I'm a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of almost
like
brag about it. Yeah.
Just like coming out of the wall at the axe, like,
Yeah,
it's like
guess who's getting canceled?
Yeah. Guess who's
Badge of honor at
racist?
this point or something. I don't know.
Here comes irony. But anyway, so onto I guess a slightly better topic. So Netflix has closed its AAA gaming studio in California less than 2 years after opening it and making big hires. Last spring, Halo vet Joseph Stanton made headlines for joining, and the team's now gone. A shakeup as new gaming bosses at Netflix settle in.
That is such an
They had a
Netflix move.
AAA studio?
Yeah, they did. They did. I barely heard about it, but yeah, they did.
I think
That went well.
did they even release a game? I know they did like the app games, but they ever do like anything?
Not like
other
a big budget AAA thing. No, they didn't.
No, because the only thing I ever recall from like Netflix gaming is they did like those Stranger Thing tie-in games.
Yeah.
Just a cool life. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Definitely
but
not
yeah,
wrong.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, that was the little last bit to like a content update on what was going on with them, because just to make sure everyone knew that was going well. All right.
But content update is we have no content.
Oh, Brock, I did add something else to the doc. I wasn't sure to put in other gaming.
I would assume the garbage article thing.
No, not that. Something else that just came today.
I did see that. I wasn't know if I was going to bring that up, because I was going to be like, yay, place that doesn't need to exist is losing employees. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we get there. Yeah, because that technically has other stuff that can go in other. All right, so something that when I read it made me irreparably pissed off until I read the rest of it. Mm-hmm. Christopher Lee returns as Saruman in Lord of the Rings, The War for Rohirrim. The film uses archival recordings of Christopher Lee doing line readings from the Hobbit films. So that's actually pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not using AI. They're using actual line reads.
And he probably doesn't have that huge of a role in the movie
it's
anyway.
Really just like a cameo.
Yeah, and I have no idea what the plot of this movie is.
All I know is DeMarco's involved, and I don't think Jason DeMarco would do anything like 10 feet, from its AI. And they kind of done things similar with that. About a decade ago, the Disney short Get a Horse was able to have Walt Disney be the voice of Mickey Mouse again by using archived recordings as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? For Don Rickles in Toy Story 4, didn't they?
Yeah, because I think he passed away like just before recording wrapped on Toy Story 4. So they had some.
There we go. His family approved this. I did not know that. Nice.
Yeah.
But by the way, that dude might be the most hardcore person on the planet.
He was too cool.
I will never forget to this day that he had to properly teach Peter Jackson about how you'd properly respond if you were stabbed in the back. Do you guys not know that story?
No, I've heard it.
Mike, do you know that story?
Vaguely.
So, he was talking about when he gets stabbed in the back, and like Peter Jackson wanted this big exhalation and this scream or whatever. And he's like, if you get stabbed in the back, you wouldn't be able to do this in a certain way. And he's just like, because he's like, how do you know that? He's like, I was in war. I know what it feels like. And I'm just like, oh.
And also, did he have a brief stint as a Nazi hunter too?
He was, and he also had his own heavy metal band that he was the lead singer of, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
The dude was unreal.
Dude was too good for this world, man.
He was ridiculous. The more I learned about him, I'm just like, man, you were just the best.
Too badass for this.
Somehow,
existence.
all of your movie roles weren't the coolest things that you did.
I know.
And he has a fucking laundry list of those movie roles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to lie to you when I say that I was fucking confused when I read this statement. John Turturro turned down a role returning as Carmine Falcone in The Penguin. I did what I did with the role. In that show, there's a lot of violence towards women, and that's not my thing. Guys, did you guys watch The Batman?
Yeah, like...
Yes.
What the fuck is he talking about?
What is he talking about?
I have no idea.
If you're talking about the movie where the subplot is that Selena Kyle's girlfriend is killed and stuffed in a trunk, that movie?
That movie, and he also beats the shit out of Selena Kyle? Like in a long, drawn-out scene? I think you forgot what you did in the Batman.
Yes.
And this is not the Jim Carrey situation where he did the movie and then advocated against it and regretted it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is reading like John Turturro forgot that there was violence against women in the Batman.
I don't know what the hell he's.
And the irony is, as far as I know, like in the Penguin, like, yeah, it is like a major subplot that he killed a number of women, but it's not really like depicted as extreme as how it is in the Batman. And I'm like, here's the thing. I'm not trying to draw battle lines here. My mom is my hero. I was raised by a single mother, absolute hero. I would die for that woman. I have 2 siblings, both are sisters, love them to death. If we took out the violence against women thing, Carmine Falcone still did a lot of heinous shit. Are you for that? You just draw the line at hitting a woman? You're okay with being an absolute douchebag as long as he doesn't have violence against women? I'm for mass murder and being like, this is where when statements like this come out, I'm like, it's acting.
It's acting. It's a role, dude. Like, and yeah, like you said, it's depicted in the Batman. Like, what?
What are we?
What is he talking about?
I'm confused by this statement.
I don't know.
I don't know. This is so weird to me when I saw this. Like, I love John Turturro. He's fantastic.
It's really strange.
He's great even in those god-awful Transformers movies, but I was so confused. Okay, now, on to someone who understood what they were actually doing and like made sense of what they were talking about. David Lynch reveals that there was a major producer pushback on Killing the Puppy and John Wick. We were told it's bad luck, it's bad juju, it's old Yeller, you can't do this, no one will want to see this on screen, you're going to alienate the audience. The only reason people went to go see the movie for the most part was to see Revenge for the Puppy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I literally tricked a girlfriend to watch this movie with me. Because of this. Because she's a dog lover.
Because it immediately puts you in his corner. It immediately, like, if you want to get the guy over, that's what you do. You put the audience right in his corner by saying they killed the puppy. The puppy was the last thing that he got, the last gift that he had from his wife. His now dead wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, of course you're going to be on his side.
Yeah, like, you need to excuse him going on a murder rampage. An absolute murder rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's this thing going on that's been on TikTok for forever. That's like, if someone came into your house and tried to steal your dog and you shoot them, you then value your dog's life over another human's. And I went, your point?
Yeah, your point being?
That's a family member.
No, first of all, they're invading your home. Secondly, yeah, they're killing a family member. You're damn right I'm going to shoot them.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
And it goes, and it's just like only killing a dog. It's like, no, gift from his departed dead wife who meant the world to him. And it's the only thing he has left.
So there's layers to this where take out the dog and you've basically taken out the movie.
Yeah, and it's like, no, his wife was going to mailbox order a human baby to him because that would make more sense. And here's the thing. What would be less hospitable? Those gangsters killing an infant or a puppy?
And okay,
what are we doing?
and here's another thing too about it, which is that you also have that plot point, right, of them killing the puppy and stealing his car and all that stuff, right? And then they go to the boss. They go to the dude's dad, who is the boss of bosses, right? And they tell him, well, we did a stupid, we killed John Wick's puppy. And he's like, you killed his fucking puppy? Like, what? Everybody.
Yeah, they do it even better.
Everybody thinks they're stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
They do, like, they go through it and they're like, you struck my son. He's like, yeah, he stole John Wick's car and shot his dog. And all you get is, oh, yes. Like, he understands. like everyone in the film goes, I'm not like, everyone in the film is like, you killed something, that's bad. They're like, no, you killed his fucking dog.
Yeah.
The whole point is going, you never do this.
Yes.
What?
That's the whole point of it, and that's to get you on his side. And even the gangsters in the movie are on his side because they're like, well, shit, now I know why, you know?
Like I saw it happen in real time. I watched it and went, oh, that was a great action movie. And that dog was adorable. Brought a girl who I was dating to go see it. Didn't tell her a fucking thing. And she's not read up and watching trailers and all this stuff. And she's not into all this. So I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Yeah. Then I'm like, okay. Yes. And I'm watching in real time and she's like, oh, that puppy's adorable. I'm like, oh, this is going to go one of two ways. Lord. And then all of a sudden, and also the fact that they add that yipe when the dog dies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
There is stone silence from her. She turns to look at me and goes, he kills every fucking one of them, correct? I goes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. He goes, okay, I'm going to love this movie. What are we?
Yeah.
It's like people are like, no, take out the plot device.
I would even like to think that his little encounter that he has with Kevin Nash as the doorman, as the security guy, is because like Kevin Nash knows, oh, they killed his puppy, and so that's why he's just like, yes, Mr. Vic, no problem. You know,
no problem. Like, and then they like, everyone's like, no, and when they go through, like, no one's trying to help him. You're like, no, dude, you're fucked. And
yeah.
And it continues for 3 movies. Exactly.
Yes.
And he's always justified.
Yes.
And what we need to do, we need to go back to being able to make someone sound like a badass just by talking about it. They made this guy scarier than the Terminator before we even saw him kill one person.
Yep.
I'm more scared of John Wick than I am of Neo when he's in the Matrix.
Yes.
Same.
There needs to be more script writing like that, where you get just a group of people that go, okay, the entire tri-state area is fucked.
Yeah.
You never get that anymore.
I think even with the fact that the later movies kind of remove that aspect of it, but I think that even so, like, this is still the best straight up revenge action flicks that we've had in decades.
It is. And it's something that understands that it's corny.
Yes.
When he's talking to his son and he goes, what is this guy, the boogeyman? And he says, no, he's the guy you send to kill the fucking boogeyman. That line should not work. That is some of the corniest shit ever put. And it sounds like the most serious statement ever.
Yes. I love everything about these movies. I love the fact that like the lore gets deeper and you have like all the assassins walking around and stuff like that. I thought of it. I had this headcanon where it was a continuation of the Matrix. It was just another revolution of it. And like, that's like the whole thing of this, of like the John Wick franchise. And then they went and made the Matrix, the recent one. And it's just like, well,
but
you know, screw that.
Like, but like
it could have worked. It could. Morpheus is in there.
It's just so weird. But like, I still to this day, I think has my favorite "you're screwed" moment in an action film ever.
Yeah.
And in the second movie, when he hides that Benelli shotgun in the caverns when he's coming back down, And he's going through everyone, and he goes to fire on that guy, and the gun's empty. So he then pushes the shotgun up against the guy, up against the wall, and this guy has to helplessly struggle as he's watching John Wick reload the shotgun, cock it, and kill him. I've never seen a more "my life is over" moment in a film than that. It's so good, and it's so simple. The action films don't do that well anymore. Just how simple it is. And you can go from simple to complicated. Like you have that, and then you have the Dragon's Breath shotgun overhead in the fourth movie.
Amazing.
Love that.
That's not been topped in an action film for me. Nothing's topped that. That
was
whole
fantastic,
scene is
man.
Fucking insane. And like that it's all real, like the Arc de Triomphe, the freaking driving around. They actually shot that for real. Fucking hell.
It's what happens when you get guys who are familiar with how to construct and how to do an action sequence, and you actually make them the filmmakers of your action franchise.
Yes. It's crazy how much better people who are stunt coordinators realize how good stunts work.
How to do actual good like action sequences.
Yeah, that's how you get Bullet Train, which is one of the most underrated films in the past 10 years, in my opinion.
Totally agree. Yes.
Oh, that
great film.
And
great,
like
great
that
movie.
got to your filmmaking exactly. That was another one that, in my opinion, for the sake of the plot, kind of got advertised badly.
Yeah, it did.
Because there's a lot of twists and turns that you kind of almost have to show without creatively cutting around it and making a really shitty trailer. But yeah, just those two are a fucking powerhouse directors.
Yes.
But anyway, so I did. Mike, did you add this in?
Yeah, that was me.
Do you want to take the reins on this?
Okay, so in probably one of the dumbest headlines from the Hollywood Reporter that I've seen, why Hollywood is terrified of horror fatigue in 2025.
Fuck off.
Like, it's
what?
The movies that barely get shown in theaters. We're so overwhelmed.
We're so fatigued by them. Good.
No.
Anyways, go ahead.
The dumber part of this article is not just that whole thesis is completely ridiculous with a genre that A, has been alive since literally the dawn of cinema.
Yeah.
Yes.
And B, is probably one of the most profitable genres.
They cost
since a
5
lot
cents.
of these movies can be made for dirt cheap and they make like billions.
Yeah.
And also, this article was published after Terrifier 3 and Smile 2 both made like gobs of money and were the #1 movie at the box office like weeks in a row.
Yeah, it would have made more money though if it would have just said a fuck you to the horror audience. Because that's why Joker made more money. Oh wait, it didn't. Terrifier was ahead of it. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, there's that fatigue for horror movies.
And
yeah,
have you noticed that fatigue really doesn't apply to other genres? Like nobody says drama fatigue or
action movie fatigue.
It's fatigue is just becoming as bad a word as content. Like,
No, it's as bad as woke. No one knows what the word means. They just say fatigue. Well, I didn't like that. I have horror movie fatigue. You don't know what that word means.
And also Hollywood is really just it's a stand-in for the writer and the editor being like, yeah, I don't like this genre, so I'm going to take myself out of the equation and blame Hollywood.
Yeah, and when there wasn't horror movie fatigue? When you had 600 Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th movies coming out consecutively one after another for decades. No one cared at all. They lapped them up. And a lot of those movies are fucking ass. Like, has anyone here seen Jason X?
I think I did the one time. I kind of forget about it. It's very
one
forgettable.
of the best moments in a Jason movie, period, I might add. Kind of a side tangent. It takes place in space. Jason gets cryogenically frozen, and the best part they think is, that zombie that has a hatchet, we should take that into space with us. Good call. But anyway, so anyway, there's two moments. One where Jason finds this guy in a vat with like what is it that freezes things? I'm blanking. The liquid.
Liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen. And he's just like, he's alone in the room, and these people are watching from a balcony. He's like, guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. And then Jason sticks his head in it and freezes it and smashes it on a counter. And then there's another one where they're in like the escape pods in like another room, and there's this room in between that's a hologram projector, and then like there's another part where they need to get through. So they're like distracting Jason in the midpoint in the hologram like projection room. And they're like, we need to bring up something from his childhood or his beginning that will distract him, and like, you know, whatever. What do all guys want? Blah, blah, blah. So then they show Camp Crystal Lake, and they show these two ladies in a sleeping bag. I believe they were nude, or they were in lingerie. I believe they were nude. And they're like just bringing in like, hey, baby, do you want to have a good time and all this? And then it cuts to some of them running away, and it cuts back to Jason with them in the sleeping bag, bashing them up against a tree. Just like, just most instant failure. I laugh at it so hard every fucking time. Oh, it's great. Horror is not my thing, but I got the Alien franchise. Yeah, and like Romulus did great, and like Prey should have been in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And now Badlands is going to be, because shockingly it did really fucking good. And now there's rumors that the other secret, we're going to try again in English, that there's a secret Predator project going on, that they're trying to make a third Alien versus Predators movies that I would watch the living shit out of, as long as it's nothing like Alien versus Predators 2.
Oh, please.
Or Requiem, because Jesus.
Don't make it like Requiem. Holy shit.
Yeah, make sure you can actually see what's going on.
Well, that and the plot was bad. But
oh god, it was horrible.
But the idea of a xenomorph alien is awesome. Yeah. Or I mean, a xenomorph predator was great.
Yeah.
And then they wasted it on that movie.
Yep.
I was so excited at the end when they did all that, and and then let's just forget about the girl at the end that bonded with the predators, and she's just anyway. But so we reported last week on, I hate saying we reported on because I'm not breaking anything. We talked about that the click to cancel thing from the FTC was something that was really cool. So apparently no one likes it. And by no one, I mean the people that it affects. So breaking, an industry group representing Comcast, Disney, Warner Brothers Discovery, and other corporate interests is suing to block the FTC's new click to cancel rule that requires companies to make canceling a subscription just as easy as signing up. I can't imagine why.
Can't imagine.
It's not like they know that they do it to keep people trapped into subscriptions. This is the most blatant we're scumbags suing to keep being scumbags case I've seen in a while. And I love how it's an industry group. Code word investors.
Oh.
God. Why are you not surprised? Because you're not. Again, shocked Pikachu face. Like, what are we? I don't fucking get it. I just don't get, like, how is this even a thing that can be brought up in a case? Like, Judge, what are you suing them for? They made us screwing over people difficult. Like, I want to hear how they frame this.
Oh, I would love to be a fly on the wall during these meetings.
It's like, what is your case? We believe that people shouldn't be able to get rid of a subscription easily. Why is that? I'm going to be honest, I wasn't prepared for you to ask me that question.
Something's is something, integrity of our product, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, God. I just can't.
Something dark side.
So we have cookies. I don't know. But yeah, and then like one other last one I guess we can go into a little bit. It doesn't really shock me like at all, considering the companies that they have, because they just like to have companies that don't do good and shouldn't be around for the most part. Fandom lays off 11% of its staff, including GameSpot. I can't imagine why GameSpot isn't doing well.
I just look, as someone who's on his fandom, just runs a wiki on fandom, I fucking hate them. Ever since, I mean, Wikia wasn't great, but oh my god, since the fandom just rebrand, I'm like, I can't even go on my own wiki without using a script because the ads literally slow it down so much.
Oh yeah, the ads on those fan wikis are terrible.
And for everyone who's wondering, it is GameSpot, not GameStop. I know you'd be shocked to hear that there were layoffs at GameStop, so don't worry. But yeah, it's so dumb.
GameSpot is a shell of its former self.
Which is a shell of its other former self.
Agreed.
Everyone remember when Reggie joined the board of directors for them?
Oh, Lord.
And everyone's like, he's gonna save the company. And then nothing happened. The literal definition of nothing happened.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse did not come to save the day.
No.
Nope.
But yeah, we don't have a...
Came to kick names and take ass.
And it's all out of ass.
I do have one social media what was a mistake without getting like just too political. This is what I found funny. Did you see the girl that kept getting ratioed by community notes?
I saw that, and
it's still going on.
What's happening?
Still?
Oh, good Lord.
So, Brock, you know Puerto Rico is part of the United States, right?
Yeah.
And they are American citizens, right?
Yes. Yes.
Apparently, this person didn't think you Puerto Ricans were Americans, and community notes, which is honestly the only good thing about post-Elon Twitter. I'll send you this.
I did see this. God.
And then she's like, "Stop being mean to me." And like every time that she has to come back, that it's just she gets community noted again.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's one thing where people are like, community notes are a great thing. It's something every site should have, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yep.
But
yeah, not gonna lie, it's actually really good, and it's also hilarious. Like, it ratios in a way that a traditional ratio can't do.
Yeah, it's one of the best things that has been added on there, and it's something that I fear no one else is going to do. Because it's probably one of those, well, I copyrighted it, so you can't. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, that is the podcast for the week, unless anyone else has got anything they want to add. I got nothing. Oh my gosh, I thought for the picture in that Hollywood Reporter thing you brought up was Rorschach, but that's the Invisible Man. I was like, why is he in a horror thing? Like, also there I saw, okay,
my whole world is horror.
What was the thing? One of my favorite creators on TikTok, the Panda Red, he was talking about how people were saying that you should look up to Rorschach in The Watchmen. They're like, did you not watch The Watchmen? He's not a good person.
No.
No.
You should read The Watchmen. It's also not a good person. We can talk more about Horizon. Hey, Umbreon, give me about a week, buddy, and I'm going to be streaming for probably like 6 hours a day, 4 times a week with Horizon, so you and me can talk all day long on that, buddy. Fiona's going to have to watch Alien 3 after this.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. I want my dose of super dimensional consciousness expanding.
I do have one thing to show before I go. Actually, just two things. So I did the Halloween thing at Disneyland. I had 3 of these originally. I just want to show you like how much goddamn shit is in here. I didn't even do like all the treat things. And then I didn't do this on stream, but I did this off stream earlier. I just wanted to thank Zach for his turning red sticker. The other stickers you can't see because it's green.
El Green.
It's not easy being green, as they say.
We need to talk about last week also how I wish we would have got it on camera, but watching you struggle to pack up the Sanderson sisters might have been the funniest thing ever. And then the only thing left while we waited for the audio files to compile was I can't remember her name's tits just sitting on your bed.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Or Jessica Parker's tits sitting on your bed while we waited. Watching her try to close that green screen while it looks like she's just trying to smash the Sanderson sisters into a backpack was the funniest shit ever.
I was tired and I had to catch a plane like the next day.
Because the best part was you only ever brought it back up to show Bette Midler's face. So it just keep popping back up with just her head. It was hilarious.
I'm so mad we didn't record it because that would have been like a top 10 moment.
That would have been great. I regretted it the second you started doing it that we weren't recording. So I'm like, she's going to fail at this for a solid 5 minutes. And then she did. And then you threw it away and you started talking to us. And I'm literally just seeing Sarah Jessica Parker's tits on your bed.
I forgot about the green bag that goes into. But here's the thing, half the time it's like you fold it like a taco and then you stuff it into the bag. But other times it's like, haha, no.
No, it just kept exploding and going back out, and Bette Midler's just face just popping back up.
I smell children. No, that's Mary Sanderson.
She's
Fuck.
like, I smell virgins. Just like, Jesus God. It was fantastic. But yeah.
It was great.
Anyway, let's get out of here. Keona, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on that social media network formerly known as Twitter at Neoplasmic24. Also on Blue Sky, that's at neoplasmic.bsky.social. Also on Twitch, twitch.tv/neoplasmic. I'm not planning any streams this week. I'm still recovering. So maybe next week we'll do some. And Instagram and Threads at Neoplasmic81.
Nice. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky now at Ren Pop Culture.
Yeah.
You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we.
And Bree?
I'm still technically on Twitter. I'm not really posting anymore. I'm more of a lurker. So you can mainly find me at crazylemur.bsky.social. I'm also on Instagram at lemurs1, and I'm lurking other places on the internet. You can find me if you want, or if you value your sanity, don't.
You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly Twitch and YouTube. I don't use my Blue Sky all that much. I'm waiting until a little bit more gets going on with it till I go over. I'm still on Twitch because that's where I get most of the topics for the podcast, and I have to leap through a minefield of stupid shit.
Boy, is it a minefield.
It's a minefield. I will be finishing up Life is Strange Before the Storm likely on Friday, and then starting Double Exposure, and then flip-flopping back and forth between streaming that and the Horizon remaster. So that's going to be my streaming for quite a bit. And then once Double Exposure is done, I'll likely do the Until Dawn remake and then something to offset Horizon so the people aren't only seeing me do that. But anyway, yeah, until next time, we will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.